Have new details now about the young mother who shot and killed an intruder while she was on the phone with 911.
I've got two guns in my hand. Is it okay to shoot him if he comes in the store?
Well, you have to do whatever you can do to protect yourself. I can't tell you that you can do that, but you do what you have to do to protect your baby.
This man broke into the wrong house and never made it out. New Year's Eve, 2011. A mobile home on a gravel road in Blanchard, Oklahoma sits dark except for one window. Inside, 18-year-old Sarah Mckinley rocks her 3-month-old son, trying to get him to sleep. Then comes the knock. She walks to the door, looks through the peephole. A man she doesn't recognize stands on her porch. He says he's a neighbor, says he needs help. But Sarah saw this same man 6 days ago at her husband's funeral. He wasn't a neighbor then, and he isn't one now. She tells him to leave. He doesn't. Instead, he walks around to the back door, and that's when she hears it, the sound of someone trying to break in. Then, his voice loud and threatening, "Let me in, or I'll kill you." Justin Martin broke into the wrong house that night, and he would never make it out. 6 days earlier, Kenneth McKinley died on Christmas Day. Lung cancer. He was 58 years old. His wife, Sarah, was 18, 40 years younger, a new mother, suddenly alone in a mobile home with their infant son and no idea what came next. On the day of the funeral, a stranger appeared at her door. Justin Martin, 24 years old. He said he was a neighbor offering condolences. Sarah didn't believe him. Something in his eyes told her he wasn't there to pay respects. She didn't let him inside, but Martin had already gotten what he came for. Confirmation that Kenneth was dead and that Sarah was alone. He knew about the prescription painkillers. Kenneth had been fighting cancer for months, and in a small town like Blanchard, people talk. Martin and his accomplice, 29-year-old Dustin Stewart, had already made their plan. They would wait until New Year's Eve. They would break in. They would take the pills. What they didn't plan for was Sarah Mckinley. 11:48 p.m. Sarah backs away from the door. Her baby is in the bedroom. The man outside is circling the house, testing windows, trying doors. She can hear him moving, getting closer. She runs to the bedroom, grabs her 12-gauge shotgun, grabs her pistol, puts a bottle in her baby's mouth to keep him quiet. Then she barricades the back door with a couch and calls 911. The dispatcher who answers is Diane Graham from Grady County. She can hear the terror in Sarah's voice immediately.
911, what's the emergency? There's a guy at my door. I'm here by myself with my infant baby. This guy is up to no good. Can I please get a dispatcher out here immediately?
I walked over and got the 12 gauge, went in the bedroom and got the pistol and put the bottle in his mouth, and then I called 911.
18-year-old Sarah Mckinley was home alone, taking care of her 3-month-old son on New Year's Eve.
Are your doors locked?
Yes, I've got two guns in my hand. Is it okay to shoot him if he comes in the store?
Diane Graham knows Oklahoma law. She knows the Castle Doctrine, but she also knows she can't give legal advice over a 911 call.
Store.
Well, you have to do whatever you can do to protect yourself. I can't tell you that you can do that, but you do what you have to do to protect your baby.
Outside, Justin Martin is still trying to get in. Sarah can hear him at the back door now, kicking, ramming his shoulder against it. The couch is holding, but not for long. Sarah Mckinley made a choice in that moment. She positioned herself where she could see the door. She held the shotgun steady, and she waited. 21 minutes she stayed on that phone with 911. 21 minutes of listening to a stranger try to break into her home while her baby lay sleeping inches away. Then the door gave way. Justin Martin came through the door with a 12-inch hunting knife in his hand. He broke into the wrong house. Sarah fired once. Martin dropped instantly, dead before he hit the floor. Outside, Dustin Stewart heard the gunshot and ran. He didn't check on his accomplice, didn't try to help, just fled into the darkness while Martin's body cooled on Sarah McKinley's floor. Police arrived minutes later. They found Martin exactly where he fell, the knife still near his hand. They found Sarah in the bedroom, still holding the shotgun, her baby crying now, the 911 dispatcher still on the line. Detective Dan Huff was one of the first officers on scene. He looked at the barricaded door, the overturned furniture, the young mother shaking with adrenaline. Then he looked at the body.
I got a billion questions for you. How come you didn't run, I guess, is the first question.
Well, I knew it wasn't the right thing to do. I knew I couldn't run with the infant in my arms. I mean, if I would have run out one of the doors, the other one would have got me. It just didn't seem like the right thing to do. I knew I had to stand my ground.
And when they came in, I understand they came in with weapons. You really felt like they were coming at you. Is that correct? Can you take us through that part when they showed up and how you decided to use lethal force?
Well, when he busted in the door, he had a hunting knife in his hand, and I had the couch in front of the door trying to use it as a barricade so that it would stall him or, possibly even keep him out, which is what I hoped. But when he busted in the door, I saw something shimmer in his hand. I thought it was a pistol at first, but it was a 12-inch hunting knife, and I didn't know that till after I shot and killed him.
Within hours, Dustin Stewart turned himself in. His parents drove him to the police station where he gave a full confession. He told investigators everything: how he and Martin had planned the burglary, how they knew Kenneth McKinley had died, how they thought that there would still be prescription medications in the house, how Martin was addicted to painkillers and desperate. What Stewart couldn't explain was why he ran, why he left his friend dying on the floor of a stranger's home, why he thought breaking into a young mother's house on New Year's Eve was worth anyone's life. Under Oklahoma law, when someone dies during the commission of a felony, all participants can be charged with that death, even if they didn't pull the trigger, even if they were outside when it happened. Prosecutors charged Dustin Stewart with first-degree murder. Sarah Mckinley was cleared immediately. The assistant district attorney reviewed the case and found no violation of law. The Castle Doctrine protected her. She had the right to defend her home, her baby, herself, but the law's clarity didn't make the decision easier. In interviews afterward, Sarah Mckinley spoke with the quiet resolve of someone who had no choice but to become strong. "I wouldn't have done it, but it was my son," she told reporters. "It's not an easy decision to make, but it was either going to be him or my son, and it wasn't going to be my son." She described waiting for Martin to enter, waiting because Oklahoma law required the threat to be inside her home, waiting while her baby slept, waiting while a stranger with a knife tried to break down her door. "They said I couldn't shoot him till he was inside the house, so I waited till he got in the door, and then I shot him." 21 minutes on the phone with 911. 21 minutes that felt like hours, and then 1 second that changed everything. "You have to make a choice," Sarah said. "You or him, and I chose my son over him." She was 18 years old, a widow for 6 days, a mother for 3 months, and now a survivor. Dustin Stewart was sentenced to life in prison for first-degree murder. He apologized to Sarah Mckinley, said he was sorry for what happened, said he didn't want anyone to die. But Justin Martin did die because he broke into the wrong house on New Year's Eve, 2011, because he underestimated an 18-year-old widow with a shotgun and a baby to protect, because he made the calculation that a young woman alone would be an easy target. He was wrong. The case became a touchstone in debates about self-defense law, about gun rights, about what people have the right to do when their homes are invaded. But for Sarah Mckinley, it was never about politics or principles. It was about survival, about a choice no one should have to make, but that she made without hesitation when the moment came. That gravel road in Blanchard, Oklahoma, is quiet now. The mobile home where it happened has new occupants. Life moved forward, as it always does, but on New Year's Eve 2011, in the final minutes before midnight, Justin Martin broke into the wrong house, and he never made it out.